The dust settling over big primary elections in Illinois. We're going to talk about not who won, but who voted, because that may have a bigger impact nationally. With us now, CNN chief data analyst Harry. And so let's talk about what we saw in terms of turnout.
Democratic enthusiasm through the roof. They are so excited, they just can't hide it. What are we talking about? Share of Illinois midterm Democratic primary ballots. In 2022, Democrats cast 53% of the primary ballots compared to 47% of Republicans. Look at what we have in 2026. Hello, we're talking about Democrats casting 68% of the primary ballots with an estimated more than 90% of the vote, outvoting Republicans by a more than 2-to-1 margin. What was a very tight race in 2022 in terms of primary ballots cast in the Illinois primaries became a blowout for Democrats in 2026. As I said, Democrats very enthusiastic in Illinois.
I was just going to say, and that's what's notable here, because it can be indicative of enthusiasm, which can carry on over time. What are we seeing in terms of primary turnout for Democrats compared to, the 2024 elections?
We're right now talking about Illinois, right? But now we've had 5 primaries this primary season. I decided to tally them all up. What share are Democrats making up of the votes cast so far? We're talking about 55% of the votes cast so far: Arkansas, Illinois, Mississippi, North Carolina, and Texas. Not many blue states on the board right there, a lot of red states, yet Democrats are outvoting Republicans. Very much unlike what we saw in 2024 when Kamala Harris's vote share in those same exact states was 46%. So now Democrats are the majority of primary ballots being cast, and Kamala Harris actually lost cumulatively in these states to Donald Trump. So these are red states, and they are turning blue in 2026.
And this is something that I learned only from you, which is that when you're talking about turnout in a primary, how predictive is that in terms of which party is turning out more?
Sometimes I'm academic, but I like to be in the real world as well. This is not just an academic discussion. Why is this important that Democrats are turning out in such large numbers? Because take a look here. National primary turnout edge by party, then went on to win the U.S. House of Representatives that fall. In 2006, it was the Democrats. In 2010, the Republicans. In 2014, the Republicans. In 2018, the Democrats. In 2022, the Republicans. When one party outvotes the other one in primaries during midterm primary seasons, they then go on to win the House 5 out of 5 times. The fact that Democrats are so enthusiastic this primary season is very big news come the fall, because historically speaking, that means they have a very delicious fall. They go on to win the House of Representatives.
And what are the prediction markets thinking about all this?
Yeah, okay. So you see this, you see the